This is a screencast for lesson 13. In this screencast, we're going to look at JavaScript functions. I'm going to start off by showing you an example of how functions can be used in JavaScript. Imagine that we declare an array and assign it to the variable a. I'll add 5 numbers to the array, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now imagine a case where we want to multiply each of these numbers by themselves and return a new array with the result. It turns out we can do this by using the map function that exists natively on arrays. And the interesting thing about this is it accepts a function as a parameter. And what it's going to do is it's going to pass each number in turn to the function we provide and create a new array of the results it obtains. So in this case, I can actually create what's called an anonymous function. I don't even need to give it a name. And simply declare that it returns number times number, like so. And if I run that, you can see it returns the expected result. Now, what we're going to do now is imagine that this map method didn't exist on arrays and we had to write our own version of it. In order to do this, we're going to start by declaring a function called map, which is going to accept 2 parameters. The first will be an array, the second will be a function. Now remember to hold down the Shift key if you're typing this directly into the console. The first thing we're going to do is create the result variable, like so. And while we're there, let's remember to return that right at the end as well. The next thing we're going to do is iterate through the array passed in and call the function with each element. So for var I equals 0, and what we can do is first let's extract the relevant element from the array. So it's an element at position I. Next, we want to call the function and pass the number as a parameter. And more importantly, we want to assign the result of this to a local variable. Finally, we want to add that new number to the result. Like so. So it doesn't matter what this function is, the only thing that's important is that the function that's passed in accepts a single parameter and returns a result. So we can press enter now to load that function. Next, we're going to create the function that's actually going to do the mapping of the numbers. So in this case, it makes absolutely no difference to the map function what implementation we give it, but we're going to give it an implementation that simply calls the math.absolute function on the numbers. So it's going to turn negative numbers into positive numbers. So we can declare a function like this. So notice it's going to accept a single parameter, and you can think of this as the contract between the map function and the function passed in. And it's going to return math.absolute of that number, like so. Lastly, we need to create an array to pass in, so we'll do a combination of positive and negative numbers in here, like so. Oops, my mistake. And finally, we'll call the map function. So first parameter is going to be the array, second parameter is going to be the function. And you can see it returns all positive numbers. This is the end of the first part of the screencast for lesson 13.